Here's something I've been thinking about. I've lived through 17,166 sunrises. Impressive, I know. Now, if I'm being honest, I've probably noticed maybe a couple of dozen of them. The rest? Well, I was busy with other important things. You know, like staring blankly into the fridge hoping a meal will magically appear, or debating whether eating cake for breakfast counts as adulting. Spoiler, it absolutely does. But here's the thing. The sun doesn't care if I'm paying attention. It just shows up every single day, lighting up the sky like, here's another shot at life, do what you want with it. Meanwhile, I'm standing here with the fridge door wide open, coffee in hand, trying to convince myself that having cake this early is a perfectly acceptable life choice. And yet, that's what life's really made of. The small stuff. The little moments we overlook because we're too busy, like standing in front of the fridge pretending to meal plan or trying to figure out what day it actually is. It's those moments that shape our days. The sunrise, the first bite of cake, which, let's be honest, is peak happiness. Or that rare second when you actually remember why you walked into a room. We forget how many little things we have to be grateful for. Not in a let's get all deep and reflective kind of way, but more like, wow, I actually still have coffee in the house kind of gratitude. Or, hey, I didn't trip over anything on my way to the kitchen today. Tiny wins, but wins nonetheless. Kind of like when my cat looks at me like I owe him rent money and I'm late with the payment. And here's the kicker. You don't have to do anything spectacular to make a difference. Just being around, you are part of someone's day. Maybe you made them laugh. Maybe you brightened their mood. Or maybe, just maybe, you were the reason they decided that having cake for breakfast was the best decision they made all day. It's funny though, how our thoughts can take over. Like, instead of being present, we're stuck thinking about work emails or that awkward thing we said in a meeting 3 years ago. But if we could pause for just a second and focus on the present, maybe we'd notice the way the light hits the window just right. Or how your cat is, as usual, not noticing you. But somehow, that's what makes the moment perfect. Because honestly, life is happening right now, in the present moment. And if our thoughts shape our reality, we might as well choose good ones. Instead of worrying about that thing that's probably not as important as we think, we could actually focus on things in life that make life fun. Like noticing how peaceful your cat looks while pretending you don't exist, or the simple joy of deciding, yes, I actually will have more cake. It's funny how the smallest things can make the biggest difference. Like my cat, who seems to live by the motto, minimal effort, maximum expectation. Wait a minute, am I projecting here? Well, he's not exactly the poster child for gratitude. I refill his food dish daily, and the closest I get to a thank you is that slow blink he gives me, if he's in a generous mood. But that's the thing about life too, isn't it? We go through it, unknowingly brightening someone's day with something as simple as a smile or a laugh. Small sparks that often mean more than we actually even realize. And my cat? Well, let's just say he's far too preoccupied with perfecting his napping schedule to notice much of anything else. So here's the truth. Life isn't about waiting for big moments. It's about appreciating the little ones we sometimes take for granted. The tiny sparks of curiosity, the random thoughts that lead to something amazing, the quiet moments where you feel grateful, even if it's just for the fact that you've got to eat cake for breakfast. I've missed a lot of sunrises, but I've caught enough to know this. Life is happening in those little things, the everyday moments. And we don't have to notice every single one, but when we do, that's where the magic is. In the present moment, that's where life is happening. So here's to today. The small, unexpected moments that make life fun. the tiny sparks of joy, and to finding more reasons to be grateful, especially for the things we didn't even realize we had. Like you, actually making it to the very end of this video. That's pretty impressive. So go ahead and treat yourself to a piece of cake. You've definitely earned it. And if anyone asks, just tell them it's part of the master plan for a well-balanced life.